guys, in this video we are going to work on lesson 7.4, which is your last geometry lesson. Super exciting. It is finding similarity in right triangles. Alright, our first example. Go ahead and take a moment to draw this triangle out. And as you're drawing it on your paper, I want you to notice that there's actually 3 triangles within the one. So the largest triangle is RQT. RQT, where Q is the right angle. Okay, so I'm going to label a few parts on this, the biggest triangle, and then I'll do the same for the 2 inside triangles. And it's going to help us be able to relate the 3 triangles to each other. Okay, in this largest, the main triangle, R to Q is the short leg. From Q to T is the long leg. And then R to T is your hypotenuse. And remember, hypotenuse is across from the 90-degree angle every time. Okay, so let's do the same thing now with the medium-sized triangle. It is this one that goes from Q to S and then over to T. So when I look at it, I can tell QS is the shortest leg, so that's where I'm going to start. And that way my 3 triangles all kind of match up. So S is my right angle. I'm going to put that here. S. Q to S is the short leg, so Q is my top angle. And S to T is the longer leg. And I'll make that there. So I have the short leg, the long leg, and the hypotenuse. And then the last triangle is the little baby right here. Okay, so looking at this last triangle, we can tell R to S is the short leg. This is the right angle, is here at S, which makes R to Q the hypotenuse. Okay, so let's start with R to S as my short leg. And S is down here because, again, that's the right angle. That way all 3 right angles match up. So R, S, and then over here to Q. Okay, so again, I've got the short leg mapped out, the long leg, and the hypotenuse. Okay, you do not have to draw it out this way on every single problem. What we want to do is to write a similarity statement. And I need to see them this way, otherwise I can either use color to separate the triangles and to identify what's the short side and what's the long side, or I need to draw out the 3. Okay. So similarity statement, starting with the biggest triangle, I can name it any way I want to. So I'm going to go RQT, short, long, and back through the hypotenuse. Triangle RQT is similar to, and all I have to do is be consistent. So short, long, hypotenuse. Triangle QST, which is similar to, and again, be consistent, short, long, hypotenuse. Triangle RSQ. And that is a similarity statement. It's naming similar triangles, so use the squiggle mark, not an equal sign, but it's naming each triangle, and I can now tell from this statement which angles go together and which sides are going to be similar to each other. Okay, for example, I can tell that side RQ will be similar to QS, which will be similar to RS. RQ was the short to QS to RS. So the first part of your assignment today is simply writing a similarity statement. And when you guys break these problems out, you're looking at the two inside triangles, okay? The long leg of the shortest is the short leg of the longest. Okay, so I'm going to say it again. The long leg, S to Q, right here, of the smallest triangle. So this was the smallest triangle. So the long leg of the smallest is going to be the short leg of the middle triangle. Okay, one more time. The long leg of the smallest triangle, so that's this one, this upper triangle right here, the longest leg here matches with the shortest leg of this one. And that will really help cut back some of the work that's involved. Okay. And one more thing to kind of point out. Okay. The leg of the big triangle altogether, R to Q. So this leg right here, R to Q, is the hypotenuse. So we can derive that the leg here, Q to T, see how that's part of that middle triangle, the middle-sized one? So Q to T is the hypotenuse of the middle triangle. If you kind of keep those in mind or write some notes about it, it really helps a lot in breaking these apart. Right, so that concludes our first example. I'm going to go on and do another example, but if you feel confident, you can go ahead and stop this one and move on to another type of problem. Okay, so I'm going to look here. I'm going to start with the largest triangle altogether. Okay. And I like to do, when I draw them out, I like to draw the shorter leg first, run through the right angle, and down the longer leg. So when I name this, I have N to O. O is my right angle, over to P. Okay, so I'm going to look now at the medium, the middle-sized triangle. The short leg runs here, through the longer leg, and then the hypotenuse. Okay. Q is my right angle. O puts me at the short, and then P. And remember what I had said in the last example, that the leg here, P to O, is going to be the hypotenuse, which works out really nice. Okay. Then we also said, or I said, the short leg of the middle is going to be the longer leg of the smaller triangle. Okay, so Q remains my right angle, which means this will be O coming up. So here's what I'm looking at. Short leg is into Q. Long leg was Q to O, which I already got. And then the hypotenuse, O in, which was also the leg of the bigger one. Okay, so I just need to do a similarity statement. I'm going to name this out. First triangle we can name any way we want. So let's do P N O. Just so you know, you don't always have to go the same way. So I went through my hypotenuse, down the short leg. And that just means that I have to go through the hypotenuse. So triangle P, O, and then Q, down the short leg. And then the last one, through the hypotenuse, so O in, and down the short leg. And that's my similarity statement.